I made a video recently that is doing surprisingly well on YouTube. My ranking every hero by how fun they are video is doing exceptionally well. It's sitting at over 100,000 views in just a week, which is just insanely cool. But I was reading some of the comments on that video and I felt compelled to make a response video. So today I will be responding to your comments. So I think the most vocal of any hero that I rank low on that list was Iron Fist. I see a ton of people say that Iron Fist is fun, Iron Fist is slept on, or that he needs a nerf, he's that good. But I made that video based off of my personal experience with Marvel Rivals. In higher rank, I'm not insanely good at the game. I'm sitting in GM right now. Nobody plays Iron Fist at that rank. And it's mainly because if you just peel, if the Iron Fist jumps on someone and the person that gets jumped on gets help from their team, he's a useless character. He is not good enough to win a fight versus multiple people. He outputs less damage than pretty much every other DPS in the game. So unless you're able to consistently find 1v1s on their supports or on their DPS, which is only going to happen in lower ranks, I just don't think you're going to have all that great of a good time on Iron Fist. He's definitely playable in GM. He's definitely not like a throw pick. Like, you don't think someone's throwing if they go it. But there's only like one or two people in Eternity that actually play the hero. And I know the list is about it being fun. I know the list is more about being fun than talking about power. But the thing is, I don't see Iron Fist getting buffed in the future. Like, that would be insane if they did that, right? If they buff Iron Fist at all, then he's just going to make low ranks an absolute nightmare. He's going to be a raid boss in like silver and gold. And so they're not going to buff the character. And one of the biggest factors when I made that video of where I should place the players are, could I see myself wanting to drop like 200 hours on this hero? For that reason, because I don't think he'll ever be that good in high rank, I don't think they're going to buff him. I just don't see myself ever wanting to put a considerable amount of time on Iron Fist. There's like 4 other fun melee DPS characters that I think are all viable in high rank. Magic and Panther are both very good. Spider-Man is obviously insanely fun and would take thousands of hours to master. Even Wolverine, you can make work in any rank in just about every lobby. I think the reason why he's such a low rank stomping character but bad in high ranks, he has a little bit of the Scarlet Witch effect going for him, which is like, it's this character that auto locks, and so mechanically it's not that difficult to make work. A lot of the skill of Iron Fist comes down to timing his block correctly, which admittedly is a fun ability to use. There's a reason I didn't have Iron Fist like 30. I had him above like 10 characters in the game. But yeah, I guess it really does just come down to that. Come down to the fact I don't think he'll ever be good in high rank because he isn't good now, and I don't see Rivals buffing him in any way because that would just make him a low rank stomper. He's not a hero that I could ever see myself putting in a lot of hours. The other most common defense of a hero was one that I knew there was going to be a lot of defense. I think I even said it in the video. It's Penny Parker. People have pointed out that she's not just like some trapper character and that's all there is to her. Her utility can be very good at like countering dive and that sort of thing, which absolutely it is. Penny Parker is very good against the melee DPS characters in this game, for sure. And shutting down the carry Black Panther in your game probably is very satisfying. Penny Parker is, I think, what you would call an acquired taste though. Like, I think the people that love Penny really love her. There is a complexity to her kit that I think a lot of the other heroes towards the bottom of my ranking don't have, or don't have as much of. There's definitely a lot to learn on Penny and a lot to master. Maybe for those reasons alone, I should have put her higher. But if you ask me what's my least favorite hero to play in the game, my answer would be Penny Parker. Like, she is absolutely just not the hero for me. Could I have potentially looked at her kit a little bit more objectively and ranked her a little bit higher? For sure I could have, but I don't know. I'm not losing sleep over it. To me, it's you love her or you hate her. I'm personally a hater. RIP the Penny mains. But me personally, I would rather play any other tank in the game. Maybe 2 years from now, I'll look back on this when I'm a full-time Penny player and I really regret putting her at number 31 on my list. But I don't know. So in that video, I put Storm at number 33, the lowest hero in the game. And I've been playing her a little bit since then. And I will say, I think I was wrong about Storm. I think if you play Storm where you're just kind of hovering above your supports, above your backline, you're damage boosting them, and you're just shooting people from a distance, I think you can get a lot done and have some fun on the hero. Bonus points if you have a Thor on your team to where you get that extra lightning bolt ability. That thing is really good. Just zap some people. I do think I was sleeping on Storm just a little bit. I'm definitely not saying she's like a top 10 hero in the game or even a top 20. You do still play her very passively. It's a very, almost like a support hero, but it's a DPS. As people pointed out, the primary fire does pierce through the enemies, which I think is pretty cool. cool. If you're playing a team that just sits in a ball, she's a decent projectile DPS. I was sleeping on her a little bit. If I were to redo the list, I think I'd move her up about like 4 spots, maybe right between Raccoon and Punisher. Again, I'm not like losing sleep over my placement of her, but I do think I was wrong. I'm sorry to you Storm mains, although I don't know if many of you actually exist. A lot of people pointed out that Black Widow, she can melee you twice if you're close range. She can really mess someone up if you're at point blank range, and that makes her fun in some way, but I don't know. And I've even got the comment that she's not a sniper with a melee ability. She's a melee character with a sniper rifle, and I don't buy that. I do not buy that. She is a sniper first. If somebody dives you, you can deal with them decently. Like, it's not awful. She's not as prone to getting dove as she would be if she didn't have that, but I was not convinced that Black Widow is in any way a fun hero, at least compared to some of the other heroes in the game. The game just has too many fun heroes for me to rank Black Widow high on a list of how fun the characters are. Magic becomes way more fun to play when you learn the animation cancel with her melee attack. I agree, she's so fun. Magic is one of my personal like favorite heroes in the game. She's so fun. I've been playing a lot of her recently. I want to get good at her. I'm more of a just click people in the head kind of guy, like as far as like what I'm good at, but at heart I feel like I'm a Magic player just stuck inside the body of someone who's decent at shooting. I gotta put more hours on her. I gotta put more hours. I don't think they'll nerf Hela. She currently has a 20% global damage boost for the season, so once that's gone it'll be more balanced. I don't know. I still think even if she did 20% less damage, I still feel like she would be like top 3 DPS in the game, if not still number 1. I'll have to see though, you know. There's no way to know until get a chance to play it, but I wouldn't be surprised that at the start of season 1 she does get a nerf or two up on top of the global damage bonus being removed for the new season. I think they should make it so that if you kill Hela in ult, she just dies. I think it's dumb that you can do 1,000 damage to her and then she's still just moving around the field, and then as soon as you kill her out of ult, she just birds to safety. I don't know. I hate Hela. Not a Hela enjoyer. There were a lot of people that were like, come on, Spider-Man has to be 1 instead of Black Panther. And when I made that video, the reason I put Black Panther above Spider-Man was entirely off of vibes. Entirely off of vibes. On paper, I do think Spider-Man is a little bit more, he's just so unique. There's just not a character like Spider-Man in any FPS, right? Every kill you get on Spider-Man just feels insane. It feels like you're the best player ever when you land that combo on people. But I don't know. I just think they did such a good job with Black Panther's design. I love that they really leaned into the dash reset mechanic. My top 4 heroes, Loki, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man, and Black Panther, were all number 1 at different points in time. Like, I actually had to debate that. It kept me up at night thinking about who I wanted to label as the most fun hero in Marvel Rivals, and I don't regret it. I don't regret putting Panther number 1. I think a lot of people agreed with me. The Spider-Man mains disagreed with me, but you know, it is what it is. The last group of people I wanted to talk about were the Rocket mains. People saying that the movement alone should make me put him higher. I don't know. I played Rocket a decent amount before and after making that video. My opinion hasn't changed. He's fine. Like, I don't know. I truly think that Rocket is just a run-of-the-mill, like, average fun hero in a video game, and his low placement is more about just how many other fun heroes there are, more than my dislike of Rocket Raccoon. But you actually have to know how to position. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Does that mean I need to be more aggressive to take advantage of his movement? I feel like I was in my games, and it's fine. Like, Rocket is just fine. Some heroes in the game, I will consciously be thinking about how much fun I'm having. Not Rocket. I don't know. Maybe it comes down to taste. Maybe it comes down to people just love Rocket Raccoon from the movies. But the main thing, the hero that I was the most wrong about in that video was definitely Groot. I used the word simple to describe Groot, and as this comment points out, Groot is not simple. Groot is a very complex character and a very fun character. I undervalued him by a lot. I think he's a top 10 fun hero in the game for sure. While I knew that his shift wall does damage and the wall that's on E does healing, I don't think I fully grasped the implications of that. The combos you can do with the walls and animation canceling with your primary fire, with your melees, you can output more damage on Groot than pretty much every other character in the game. Not every other tank. Any other hero in the game, Groot can compete with damage-wise. He is insane, and the fact that a character with as much health as he has can output that much damage, but it's not easy. You're not going to just pick up Groot game 1 and be great at the hero. There's so many things you can do with the walls to damage them and kill them, combined with the fact that you can still use your walls to isolate the enemies like I talked about in the rankings video. I think it could be viable just to place the heal heal wall near the fight, somewhere within the 20-meter range, just so it heals you and your allies. Like, you don't even necessarily need to use it as a way to isolate the enemies. Groot is way more complicated than I was giving him credit for, and he is definitely a hero that would take a while to master, and definitely a very fun hero, a top 10 hero in the game, and I'm glad that you guys pointed that out to me. Another comment I kept getting was, why are the enemies yellow? Why do you have yellow outlines on the enemies? And the answer is because I like it. I'm not colorblind or anything. If I had to play red, I would play red. Like, it's no big deal, but I just feel like yellow pops. Like, if you've never tried yellow outlines on your enemies, I would recommend trying it. I had yellow enemies when I played Overwatch, when I played Valorant. It's just the move for me. I don't know. Once you go yellow though, you can't ever go back. Yellow sucks you in once you give it a try. The comments on that video overall were just so positive and just so nice. I was looking at the stats and YouTube was telling me that 99% of the people watching that video weren't subscribed. And this isn't an advertisement to get you to subscribe. This is just me trying to make a point. The fact that that number was so high tells me that there were a ton of people that watched that video that have no idea who I was, which is really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a ratio like that on one of my videos. And I really, really like to see that, because it means that, like, there's so many new people and new faces here watching the videos. And I really appreciate that. I will be making more of like the rankings kind of videos. I really enjoy making them. People seem to love them. I think it's a good way to like express my opinions on things in a way that, like, I think people hopefully enjoy. And so I'll be doing more of that. I'll be doing more of the kind of videos like the how I hit Grandmaster and Marvel Rivals videos. Basically videos where I just play ranked and kind of go through game by game, like what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad. Basically like VOD reviewing myself, but like publicly. And I think they're like a fun way to kind of document my rank journey in this game. I've been really enjoying Marvel Rivals. I've been playing it every day. I look forward to playing it every day, and I want to keep making any sort of content on it, whether 100,000 something people watch it or not. Thank you guys for watching.